How we doing? It's Yatta podcast time. We are here to educate, entertain, and lift the lid. My name is Russ, and on the left, I got my boy Aldo Catoldi. On the right, I've got Mr. Charles Liddell.
And I think we're going to go places.
Personally, I'm really excited.
It's another Yatta podcast. Keep it locked.
Boys, how are we today?
Very well.
Very well, thank you.
That's good. Yeah, today we want to talk just a bit about food. We got Riley here. So Riley's just joined us in sales, and we've got Wes, the master sales over there as well. Both come from different backgrounds. I just want to get a bit of thought of what you guys reckon about this industry. Start with you, big boy. Big Wes.
It's a pretty interesting industry. I like it quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's definitely keeping me busy.
Keeping you
Especially
busy.
in the last 2 weeks. I'm surprised how many bloody hours you got to do in this thing.
Yeah, and you're enjoying it. What about you, Riley?
Yeah, it's really interesting, especially just from sort of building my own house about 18 months ago. You just pick up so much while you're in the process. So to be able to get all that knowledge beforehand, that's what I'm here to try and do, to give to clients.
So we wanted to speak a bit about the upcoming areas in the cafe. So you run an Instagram page with over 25,000 followers, whatever it is.
Yes.
Am I overselling
Close.
you?
22,000
followers. So I only
big
found it. Yeah, I only found it yesterday. So I wanted to get you on the podcast to see, because what is your Instagram page called?
So the Instagram is Good Food of Perth.
Nice. And when did you start that?
We started it in, I think it was 2015. So
Who's we?
Myself and my wife.
Yeah, nice.
So my wife started it first because she was annoying all of her friends with all her food photos. So she just made her own.
Yeah.
And so this was before blogging and food. Instagram was a popular thing to do.
Yeah.
So we were probably one of the first ones on the foodie scene, as they call it. But it's just grown and grown, and there's so many more trendy places to go to in Perth.
Interesting, because back in 2015, Instagram wasn't as popular as it is now, right? So what have you found different between, I would say, from 2015 to 2022? Have you found cafes are becoming more Instagram worthy?
100%.
They're focusing more, making... the thing is, if food looks good, doesn't mean it tastes good. Like,
Exactly.
What have you found with that?
Yeah, I mean, my personal favorite is if you get, say, breakfast as an example, something that's got poached eggs.
Yeah.
Always,
They want
cut it open and
food
get
porn.
the yolk porn.
Yolk porn, yeah.
Yeah. So the nice little...
It's interesting because you get a lot of these, and especially, you're from Mandurah, but you get a lot of these cafes, like these typical mom and pop style cafes, right? And they pretty much just do your basic the big, if you ever go to the shopping centers and and you get the big breakfast and if you go to the coffee club, but even before the coffee club, there was those typical mom and pop cafes, You don't want to Instagram that.
No.
There's nothing good about that in terms of Instagram,
Yeah.
And there's probably still places like that in Mandurah, in that Mandurah corridor and probably even, in Cannington and stuff like that.
Definitely, yeah.
Talk to us about your favorite go-to place in Perth. You're a bit of a foodie. I'm interested to know what's your go-to.
Yeah, so obviously Perth is it's a very big place now with the urban sprawl, but there's lots of great places around everywhere.
Yeah.
Discussing yesterday, so my favourite place in Perth would be Niho in Vic Park. It's like Asian tapas.
Nice.
That'd be one of the favourites, and favourite place for breakfast is probably it's called Fika on Bricks. It's in Beckenham. So that's actually our local, but they do a really, really good eggs Benedict, bao, lots of stuff like that. Yeah,
those are those two go-tos.
Where's my favourites? Eggs Benedict is my favourite.
Which one?
So, Eggs Benedict.
Oh, I thought you said that.
No, the food.
Yeah.
What's
your go-to, Wes?
Eggs Benedict at Hummingbird, opposite the foreshore in Mandurah.
Oh, nice. I've got to admit something.
It's too unhealthy for Aldo.
Spilling water everywhere. I haven't had breakfast in Mandurah for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, but there used to be this place in Mandurah on the foreshore. I think they used to do, is it South African owners, and they used to do pancakes and it's quite famous. I'm not sure if it's still there yet. I don't know. I got to figure out the name. Eggs Your Way. I don't know. Anyway, the point of this podcast as well is to talk about all the new emerging cafes, because in these new suburbs, you got to think about families, right? So when we're speaking to our clients, we're like, well, there's cafes close by, there's all these sort of things. So ultimately, I wanted to get your perspective as a foodie, and Wes will get your perspective soon too. In the newer suburbs, where are the good go-to places to go? Like, what's new and good out there?
Yeah, I mean, from what I've kind of found, there's a lot of new places in Piara Waters, Harrisdale. That's definitely all expanded. They've got the the new shopping centre and everything there as well. So there's a couple of different places out there. Paperbark Burger Co. I think it's called. They do really nice burgers. Yeah. Yep.
Makes sense. Burgers. Can't go wrong with burgers.
That's it. You can't go wrong with burgers. And there's also a nice bubble tea place out there called Once for All as well. I think it might be a chain, but it's owned locally.
Yeah, nice.
Owners are local and super nice there as well.
The one estate that the one place that I knew that was quite a local, it's not really a new estate. It is a new estate, but next to the Crown. Very bad example for first home buyers. But so right next to the Crown, there's Mirvac developed an estate there. I don't know if you guys have driven past. When you go to the Crown, you see like land for sale, all that sort of stuff there. There's an estate in there with all beautiful double stories and all apartment stuff. There's a cafe in there. Have they renamed to Darren's Small Bar?
Yep.
Okay, so this is it, right? The owner is Darren. It never used to be called Darren's Small Bar, but that's really cool because you've got all the residents that live there, right? And like, not everyone wants to go to the Crown. So you go downstairs, come from your apartment, go have breakfast. It's nice. And I think a lot of estates are starting to realize that. So they're building these little cafes. A really, really, really good option is in Eglinton. So in North, there's a cafe called what's the cafe called? It's in Eglinton, right? So Eglinton.
You say it was something beach?
It's Eglinton Beach Bar. It's not called Eglinton. It's called the Amberton Beach Bar and Kitchen, right? That's awesome because they've got like a playground there for kids. And essentially you can have beers, you can have food, you can have breakfast, and you can look at the sea. So it's really cool, And I remember when they were building that a few years ago. It's literally on the water.
Yeah.
So these are really important. And Mandurah in particular has got a lot of these as well.
We've got one in Holes Head, Todd's.
Todd's, yeah?
Yeah, there's two. They've got one at the foreshore, one in Holes Head as well. And that's looking over the ocean as well, the one in Holes Head.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of these areas are starting to open up and do this as well. So I think it's very important when we speak to our clients in particular, when we're showing them land and stuff, these are the things that we think about, right? We really want to make sure that the client's lifestyle is going to be enjoyed in to meet their needs, right? So if you're like Wes, you're an example. You've got a few kids.
Yep.
How many kids you got?
4.
You got 4 kids.
Yes.
So for you, I mean, if you were, and you're not a first home buyer, but if you were, what would be important to you? To be close to schools, parks,
Close to schools, primary schools, obviously. High schools, anything really near parks. Ocean for us, every day of the week. That's why I live in Holes Head, basically 1 street back from the ocean.
Nice. Cafes.
Yep, cafes.
Pubs.
Definitely pubs. Definitely pubs.
And that's the other thing as
I
well.
love my chicken schnitzel all the time.
Actually, that's another thing we want to talk about today is
Chicken schnitzel.
where is Perth's best chicken schnitzel?
No idea.
So wait, hang on a second. Is it a chicken schnitzel or is it a chicken palmy? What's going on here?
I have to add the mushroom sauce, so not the palmy.
So it's not the palmy. So
Not the palmy for me.
Okay, so we're doing a schnitzel. Okay, so do you eat schnitzel?
It's too basic for me.
You never. Okay, where's
I
your?
guess I'm just a basic person.
Where's your got? Because yesterday we went for a Yatta lunch, right? And Wes was like, I want to go to a steakhouse with the boys. Thursday steak. And Wes is like, as long as I got schnitzel, I'm like, we're going for steak. And they didn't have it. So where's your go-to for schnitzel?
Probably the bridge in Mandurah.
Okay.
So that's
What's good about it? Is it a good price? Is it big?
it's a good price, but it's massive.
Yeah,
it's huge. Plus, you get nice chips, which is good.
Yeah.
Or you can have the potato.
It's good.
It's all really good.
So, yeah, it was more of a German dish, isn't it? Schnitzel.
It is. So my stepdad is a chef, and he's actually German. So
yeah, nice.
He basically everything I ate from probably 8 years old onwards was something
Schnitzels.
German. Yeah, schnitzels,
Sauerkraut.
sausages. Yeah, basically.
How good is? It's going to sound a bit strange, but how good is a good Frankfurt sausage?
Yeah.
No, but seriously,
A good sausage is a good sausage.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Like
just
definitely.
on Wes with your dad. You were saying that he cooked for the Prime Minister.
Yes. Yep.
Don't talk so loud.
Back in the 80s. Yep.
Oh wow.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know how long he did it for, but yeah, he did it for a while. And then at the same time, he's also got a few gold plate rewards as well, which is...
So you've definitely had good schnitzel.
I've had
You've had the
food.
best schnitzel.
I've had very good food.
Okay, this is a good question for you
since I was
then. whose schnitzel's better, the Bridge or the Old Man's?
I haven't had his for a while, so let's go the Bridge.
I don't think John Howard was eating schnitzel. But it's interesting because there's so much diversity with food here. Like, I'll give you an example, right? I used to go to Europe a lot back in like when I was 18. So like in, what's that now? I don't know, how old was I? Anyway, when I was 18, right? And there wasn't a lot of like, when you used to go to Italy, that's where you used to get good pizza.
Yep.
Right? You couldn't get good pizza in Perth. So this is 2000 and maybe 2008 when I was 18, right? So 2008, where would you get? There wasn't a lot of good food choices in Perth. Melbourne was killing it. Sydney was killing it. And then if you really wanted to get, like, I remember landing in like Rome and stuff, and I just was so flabbergasted at how good the food was. Now I go and I'm like, fuck you, Perth's a bit better.
Yep.
Not everywhere, like, but you can have shit food in like Italy. Like, I don't know, you've done a bit of travel. Like
all the tourist traps.
Yeah, like you can get really shit food. Like,
time.
it's crazy. Like, I was staying at a hotel in a place called, I'm forgetting everything today. Anyway, it was on like the main like fancy tourist street where like all the shops are, and Via Veneto, right, in Rome. And you would think the restaurants would be good there, and I had the worst food, you know. I think Perth's really caught up with their food. You know, they've got really good restaurants here.
Definitely.
So yeah, point being, these little new cafes are really getting good as well, you know?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, what we were sort of discussing before is that, you know, when you move into a new area, you don't want to look on Uber Eats if you can't be bothered cooking and all you see is KFC, McDonald's, Hungry Jack's.
You know what? I have the worst...
Sometimes you got to default to Subway, though.
Yeah, it's true. To be honest, I live in Netherlands, and I reckon Netherlands has the worst Uber Eats, like, in the world. There's nothing. Go to put your location in Netherlands and look at Uber Eats. There's literally nothing.
Yeah. Varsity.
Yeah, Varsity. But like, you know, I live probably like 500 meters away from the UWA there, so that Varsity there. That's the only good thing, you know. But then I use DoorDash, so it doesn't really matter because DoorDash goes further. I actually wanted to go to your Instagram quickly. What was it called again?
Good Food of Perth.
All right, let's put you on the spot here. Good food. We're gonna bring this up afterwards to show the audience. Sam, are you able to do that?
Sure am.
Good boy. Okay, so I'm on where I don't follow you apparently when I'm following you. So I'm looking interesting enough at your Instagram now, and I see a amazing pizza from Papagallo's. They do an interesting dish. They do a sort of like pasta that's got like a dough over the plate.
Yeah.
And you break the dough and you can dip the dough in the pasta
I've
sauce.
seen it, yeah.
You haven't tried it though?
Haven't tried it.
Come on, mate. You got to go get that. Good. Papagallo's, hit up Good Food of Perth, and give them some free pasta, and they'll feature you on the Instagram. Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
Sorry, just shouting out. I'm looking now, and I'm looking at another pizza here. We've got the one in Scarborough.
Oh, Il Locale?
Il Locale. Is that good?
Very good.
I've heard that's good.
Two young Italian boys. They're really, really nice as well. Proper Italian pizza there.
We're going to tag these restaurants as well. There's a massive pizza here from Mac Daddy's.
Mac Daddy's is good. It's a New York style, but it's good.
It's not bad. Really I like the burgers that are here. It's called Hood Burger. Old mate doesn't like Hood Burger.
It's not that I didn't like Hood Burger. It's just
what do you think of Hood Burger?
too much hype.
No, but I like Boston Burgers in Mandurah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Been to that?
I've heard it's
Nah.
It's good. Really.
Is it good?
Yes.
Tag Boston Burgers. Send us some burgers at Yatta Cafe.
You actually have to go there and do it.
Yeah.
Ooh, Meat and Bun. I know Johnny from Meat and Bun. Johnny, shout out, and Vanessa from Meat and Bun. They do a good job with burgers as well. And then looking through, it depends what mood you're in. Like, there's burger days, there's pizza days, there's pasta days, there's schnitzel days. There's all
Schnitzel day every day, mate.
There's schnitzel days every day.
Burger day every day.
It sounds like you guys eat a lot of burgers.
Yep.
There's a ton of burgers.
Burgers
Every
are
second
go-to.
picture's a burger.
Perth is going through a burger trend at the moment.
Okay, let's talk about burgers then. Talk to me about your favorite Perth burgers.
As you mentioned, Meat and Bun.
Meat and Bun.
Meat and
Okay,
Bun's
so
a good one.
you're hungry, right? Doesn't matter where you. Money is not an option, and distance is not an option. You're hungry with the missus, you're at home, you're like, fuck it, I want a good burger, and you can only eat that burger for the rest of your life. What burger do you eat?
So you couldn't choose anything else off the menu, just that one burger.
It's got to be that one burger, and that's it. That's all you can eat for the rest of your life.
I think I'd have to go Meat and Bun.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
They do. I can't think of the name of it, but they've got a fried chicken burger with like a herb mayo.
You would eat a fried chicken burger for the rest of your life.
Yep.
I was like, you're only going to eat a meat
Hey?
bun for the
I said
rest
he's
of your
not going to
life.
have a long life.
Having a long life.
That's all right.
Okay,
It'll be
fine.
tasty.
So the meat and bun fried chicken burger, done. We know what Rez would eat. He would eat schnitzel from Boston. Not Boston.
Been to Melbourne before?
Yeah.
Merriwell.
Merriwell in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Is it the same one as Crown?
Yeah, it's near the Crown.
That's here.
We've got that here.
Yeah. Oh, is there Merriwell and Crown as well in Melbourne?
Yeah, I don't know. Must be.
Yeah, they won the award over there like years ago.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
They got good like American style food.
Yeah.
It's like chicken.
It was all right.
You know what I've been doing recently? My recent trend is I've been eating chicken wings, but I've been smashing them in the air fryer. Who's done chicken wings in the air fryer before?
Of course.
Yeah.
How good is it? It's like literally, I've just figured it out like a month ago. So like, I've just recently found this craze. It's healthy because I'm going to Europe in a couple of months and like I'm trying to get lean. So I've been trying to eat like high protein, low carb, kind of keto without the complete fat. Like I don't want to be in ketosis. Long story short, I've been watching this guy on TikTok and he eats things and he wears a glucose monitor. So he sees what spikes his glucose. So obviously, if your glucose is spiked, it's unhealthy. You can't lose weight, right? Yeah. So he eats different things and he breaks the myths. So he was eating chicken wings and I was like, oh, please don't fucking, be spiked glucose, and his glucose doesn't move. So perfect. Just so everyone knows, so Coke Zero, drink as much as you want. You probably will die, but it doesn't spike your glucose. Chicken wings. And then he was eating things just like oats and cereals. And it's interesting to see what actually is bad for you, Yeah. Chick-fil-A. Bang, smashes his glucose. Any fried chicken burgers. That's another thing, actually. While we're on the food topic, who's been to America?
Yep.
All right. So I want to talk to you about fast food America because that's interesting.
We had Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
It was good. It was good.
You don't sound that convincing. I love Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A was, we only had it once. So I can't really remember it. Yeah. And then we had In-N-Out. In-N-Out was...
What's your favorite American fast food? Same thing. One for the rest of your life.
Well, I feel
You got
like
Wendy's, you got Chick-fil-A, you got KFC, you got Popeye's chicken.
Don't mention KFC. Because I think I'd probably go KFC.
KFC.
Yeah.
KFC's
I
the
went
best.
to, I was in Louisiana, right? And I went to the KFC buffet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was I took my dad, and I wanted to do like a Europe, like a American trip. Like I love country music, right? So I was like, let me get one of these big American cars, drive in the deep south in America and take my dad with me. So we had cowboy hats and we drove in the deep south in America. We're having so much fun. And my dad's obsessed with KFC. So I was like, where's the first KFC? And it was it was too far away, to be honest with you. It was like in the arse end of Louisiana. But there was a KFC buffet in a place called, I don't know, it was close to somewhere in Louisiana. And I went there and they had everything as much as you wanted. It was like $8.99, unlimited chicken and cherry pie.
It's ridiculous.
I felt so sick. I literally, it's going to sound gross. I ate so much chicken, right, and cherry pie. We went to the Corvette factory and ended up throwing up. The Corvette factory. And then I was hungry 3 hours later. And then I was eating Wendy's and my dad's like, how the hell are you still eating? I was like, oh, I was sick. Anyway, maybe cut that out. Don't tell people that. Sam, what's your go-to with, you're a young, healthy-ish stallion of a boy. What is your go-to fast food?
Healthy-ish.
Yeah. So
Are you
like
implying something?
Yeah, you're unhealthy. So
Yeah, I know.
what do you, besides eating all the chocolates in the office that I set up for clients, what's your go-to fast food?
So like whenever I eat out, I only really go like top shelf, no better. So like pasta cup, Subway, grilled.
Grilled's underrated. Grilled's not bad.
So what
I
is,
don't mind grilled actually.
so what, Sam, now that I got the camera in your face for once and you feel exposed, tell me what you think of Mickey D's. What is your go-to order at McDonald's? Come on. You go to Macca's, don't tell me you're
I can't
nuggets.
recall the last time I went to McDonald's.
You don't like Hungry HJ's? Podcast, we don't want to always talk about houses and talk about the damage of the industry and this and that. We are essentially a building brand and we always got to bring it back to business because, we are a business and we really want to help people and, we just want to keep it a bit fun as well, and we want to talk about food and because this is the point of life. It's to enjoy it, right? We only live a short amount of time, and we want to enjoy it. So a big part of enjoyment is where we live. If you live in an area that doesn't have nice cafes, doesn't have like a nice close to the coast, I don't know, and you really like those kind of things, your quality of life is not going to be as good as if you had those things, you know. So my motivation as well for starting Yatta was to really help people live their Aussie dream. And the Aussie dream has changed over the years, right? And now I think it's more about community as well, you know. And in a weird way, COVID obviously had a lot to do with separation, but community is really important. And I think these cafes and these new estates and stuff are really bringing people together again, you know. And for me, these are things that we talk about a lot as a company. So when me and Wes and Riley and Sam and Charles and, you know, Matt and stuff, we're all upstairs, we talk about every client individually, like, and we all throw ideas around. So Wes says, hey, I spoke to this client today, he's got this budget, what do you think about it? And then I'll say, well, I think, why don't we move here? I'll get him here, I'll get him here. So we all talk collectively and brainstorm the best ideas for that client, you know, because we're all trying to help. It's not just one person, you know. So I think that's the Yatta difference as well. We really take things personally, you know. And look, I think Perth is a great place to invest. Whereas you have a lot of success with Sydney people. The house prices in Sydney are really expensive at the moment, and we're showing people the opportunity in Perth at the moment, and it's great, you know. And I remember, so just a background, I moved here in 2002. I'm from South Africa originally. I was so depressed when I moved here. I couldn't believe what a shithole this was. I'm like, honestly, like, I'm not, no joke. Like, I moved here and I was like, wow, this is sad, you know. And it's safe, but as a young 12-year-old, I was quite, I don't know, it was hard for me because
Just weren't used to it.
yeah, but also there was nothing here, and Perth has grown so much in the past 20 years. Like, I honestly and I did so much traveling because I couldn't, like, it probably sounds bad, but I couldn't wait to get away every time. And like, I could think of nowhere better in the world to live than Perth. Like right now, like, honestly, I could live in any other city in the world. I choose to live here because I feel like this is the absolute best place in the world to live, you know.
If I went anywhere else, it would be
Melbourne, yeah. And that's the thing, right? I think what makes Perth so great is the affordability. Because if you compare Perth to Melbourne, Melbourne's got everything in terms of, you know, everything Perth has and a bit more. It's expensive.
It's more, the thing is, like, Melbourne and WA, it's more, they have that sporting culture. That's what I like.
Yeah.
So between both, they kind of work for me. But at the same time, Melbourne's got a lot more corporate approach to it as well.
Yeah.
But then you've got Perth, which you're laid back.
Well, you've lived in Sydney and Melbourne as well.
Yeah.
So that's the perfect, you actually lived there like every day.
I chose to come back here because
Yeah.
I wanted that life. I wanted to
Yeah.
be able to be near the coastline. I want to be able to be near the ocean. So those things are important to me.
That's a good segue, actually. We won't go on with the podcast. We'll keep it short today. And we'll talk a little bit about sport because I know Wes gets excited. So we're all very different. Obviously, Sam, the cameraman there, I am the cameraman. Anyway, he is he's a Formula 1, Formula 2 fan because his brother races in that championship. So Wes is a AFL enthusiast. Riley, I don't know what you like.
I'm everything.
Yeah?
I'm everything. I was watching the NBA draft this morning. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, football, soccer, basketball, F1.
What's your favourite? Pick one.
Probably footy and soccer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm a soccer fan. I love soccer. Who's your team?
West Coast Eagles.
Ooh.
Football.
And what are they in the ladder this year? There we go. Silence. What about you, Riley?
I'm not much better. My footy team is Essendon, who's going to beat the Eagles tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah,
100%.
they're playing tonight.
Yep.
They're not.
I reckon
We
we
will win.
Okay, boys, wager. Why don't we wager some leads,
Yeah,
some
that's what I was
inquiry?
gonna say.
So whoever wins their team, whoever's team wins, gets a full day of inquiry. Who's willing to wager that? How confident are you that West Coast is going to win?
I don't think Wes is, but I'm.
You're gonna
you know what? I'll take any bet.
All right.
Come on, let's shake on it.
Oh,
It's a
all right.
deal.
So we have
It's a deal.
51. We have a lot. How many campaigns do we have at the moment? Don't give the audience too much information. We have quite a few campaigns running at the moment. Okay, so Monday should be a busy day of inquiry. So Monday, or will the weekend be busier? Cameraman? Weekend. All right, so we'll do Sunday's inquiries.
Okay.
Put some person on, so we'll figure out who wins tonight, and then we'll see.
Deal.
That's pretty much it, boys. You guys want to add anything in the podcast? Anything you want to say?
Just going to say,
Tell us.
back onto food again. You've also got the emergence of food delivery, not Uber Eats and stuff, like businesses actually delivering the food. So Get Chunky is probably my favourite one. Don't know if you've had those, but
I've had many. Have you had Get Chunky before?
I've got about 10 in my freezer at the moment. And there's another business called Sweet Purpose, which do chocolate covered strawberries in all nice little patterns, and they can do smash ones and stuff like that.
Nice.
So romantic, but they deliver it out. So
What about those sweet boxes? You know, where they pack those boxes full of lollies.
yeah, there's one called Sugar Coat It. That's a
Yeah.
local Perth one. They deliver everywhere as well. So
Nice.
again, you can be wherever and they'll
So
bring
what
it to you.
So what we're gonna do, Sam, is we're
Did
gonna
you just get 25% off for that?
Use the code.
we're gonna tag all these places we mentioned. I'm gonna give another shout out to a bakery in Subiaco called Layers Bakery. We actually have a cafe that we're doing here, and we're gonna probably get them to supply us with their pastries. They mentioned me yesterday. I'll get back to them. They are amazing with their pastries, pies. When we do cheat days, boys, we'll smash some pastries.
Yep. Sounds good.
But that's pretty much it for the podcast. Like and subscribe. Thank you all for listening.